was so weird. It just totally cut off. Like it wasn't even, hi, I've never seen you before. Welcome back. What software do you use for streaming? I don't know. I'm just using my phone right now because the internet is so slow that it's hard to use my computer. Maybe you can help me. When it all fit, I'm still live in this other video. Sarah, restart. Will rejoin? Okay, hold me. What the heck? I'm so used to West Hollywood, and the internet is so fast. My cheeks are rosy. YouTube, hi again. Got it. Someone in the White House doesn't like you talking. Maybe we should start talking in code. Recalculate. No, it's not. But I don't know. I'm live on 2 streams right now. The stream doesn't end. It says connected until YouTube ends it. I can't even end it. Look. You want to see? Hold on. This is my... Max, can you email me? You might be able to help me. If you go in my about, I have an email address. I probably need help. I've had to learn lots of technical things. Close the window? I did. Oh, I don't see a new vid. You're loud. Thank you. I'm here. I don't know where... I am here in a new video doing live. Kelly! I don't know what... It just... There's... Oh, hi, I'm glad you're here. So, Tom McDonald is releasing a new album on my birthday. Maybe we'll do like a listening party or something. I think that would be fun. Do you have to stop it on your laptop? I don't even know how. Wait. The CNN hostesses sabotage Sarah. You know what stinks about YouTube? Yes, great song. Oh, I love that song. I really, really like that song. No, YouTube, what I think, one of the things that I think happened with YouTube, oh, happy birthday, Chris. One of the things that I think what happened with YouTube is I think that some independent creators were, obviously not me, but some, sounds good when it's your birthday. Yeah, sounds better when it's your birthday. I think I'll do that. Maybe we'll do like I'll get the album and we'll do a listening thing. But I think a lot of independent creators get more views than some of the network television channels, and I don't think that people were very happy about that. Oh, did you see Tom's a beast? I love him. And I just listened to Tom McDonald's, oh shoot, what is it? Hello from the Netherlands. The plastic in your face and in your brain. Okay, the plastic in my face and in my brain. I don't understand that. Everything stinks about YouTube. I know, and YouTube, like, it used to be so cool, and it's really sad about that. Okay, I think most people... Okay, Kelly found it. Okay, that was the last person that said they didn't know. So Tom McDonald... No, you were the last person, Kelly, that said you couldn't see the new video, so... But now you're here, so that's good news. Tom McDonald had a really cool song that was really powerful. It was, and it's an older song. Everyone should listen to it. It's something rapper. Hold on, Tom McDonald. Best rapper in the world or something like that. If you get the chance to listen to that, it's really cool. But I feel, so the narrative now with this administration, they're living in an alternate reality, and they're saying, go into YouTube Studio on the side panel content live stream tabs, edit the stream, and there should be a red stop button. Okay. Brainwashed is good too. Brainwashed, Canceled, Brainwashed, and Dummies, I think, are my favorite. I also really liked heart emojis. I thought that was super cute. but that wasn't one of his more, Massachusetts. I've never been to Massachusetts. Hold on, did it stop? Geez Louise. It's like two separate societies. That's exactly what it is. So what they're saying now is they're saying, you know, we had to get out. Yeah, everyone knows we had, no one's arguing that we should have stayed. No one's arguing that. They're like making up an argument and then they're saying it's the greatest evacuation of all time, but you created the problem. They created the problem. They're like, look, I helped you from the problem I created. Everybody needs to travel sometimes. I don't know why. I've never been to Massachusetts. Yeah, we're living in two different realities. But you know the cool thing? Somebody asked a question. Let me see if I can find it. They asked it about the schools. Here it is. The question was, and leaving the artillery was deliberate. Up is down, left is right, alternate reality. Yeah. But I think one of the reasons that we can see this, which is good, which is positive, is because we have the internet now. I mean, back in the day, they would buy elections. I think it was McKinley. On his election, they basically bought that election, and it was the big, this is always how Afghanistan was going to end. We knew that in earlier too. Obama had to go back to Iraq because bad withdrawal strategy. Yeah, I think it's the way in which we withdrew, that there was no plan, that people are upset about. It's not that we were withdrawing. And there are really good arguments. Ben Shapiro had a good argument for staying, and he makes really good points. Okay, so this question that I got, this is regarding the schools, but I think it goes back into the same thing. The question was, do you think this huge left-leaning shift in schools and universities can be changed back into the neutral state again? And if yes, how would that ideal look like? I think we really need more balanced teaching. I know the university circles were always more left-leaning, but I think teachers nowadays push way more personal beliefs in their classrooms as before. I totally agree with that. They do. I think that naturally teachers, anyone in the social work field or any sort of field like that, I think naturally they lean more left. But you used to have a much more diplomatic classroom. You used to have teachers that were way more objective and balanced in their teaching. I honestly, I've given this a lot of thought and I could be wrong. I think it has to do with it starts at a local level. Yeah, I agree with you, Ruben. It starts at a local level, but that's what you're seeing. You're seeing parents standing up for their kids and going to the school board meetings. That's exactly where it's going to start, and it's going to start trickling. Do I think it will change? Yeah, I do. I do think it'll go back to a neutral place. I don't think it's going to be overnight or it's going to be easy. And there's a lot of teachers that do these insidious things to get into the minds of their students. But I think parents are starting to wake up. And I think the problem is twofold. I think, one, we live in a more self-serving society where teachers care more about their own personal views than they do about the actual kids that they're teaching. Reading, writing, arithmetic, not activism. I totally believe in that. So I think we live in a more kind of self-serving society in that nature. I also think that for a long time, regular people were just blind to what was going on and nobody saw this happening. No one saw this coming. We saw it in the universities a few years ago, but never, ever, ever did we think that this would pop up in K through 12. And I think it was slow growing, insidious, and it seeped in. But now I think parents are waking up and the parents are saying, whoa, no, we're not doing this. And the reason I feel confident about the future is because every time that one of these teachers is exposed, they're fired. The critical race theory is a whole different battle, but every time one of these teachers is exposed, they're being fired or they're having disciplinary action. And that just goes to show you that the majority does not agree with what's going on with these teachers. And these schools, it goes to show that when this stuff is called out, the schools are holding them accountable. And what happened with that Sacramento Tifa teacher is really encouraging as well, because every local news organization picked this story up. And parents, I saw several I love seeing these teachers getting fired. I do too. You have no business being with a kid if that's what you're doing. You clearly do not have the kid's best interest at heart if you are trying to push your activism on them or your political ideals. That is so wrong. And I used to work with kids. I worked with kids. So I understand that when you go into that role as a teacher or a social worker or someone that's taking care of kids, that kid is your job is to have that kid's best interest first. So I know this firsthand, used to work, and I worked for the government. I worked with kids. I worked in psychiatric hospitals. I worked in a home for kids that were neglected or had bad things happen to them at home. So when I went into work, I took it seriously, and I knew that the kids' best interest was but their safety and their best interest, that was my job. And I was a government employee. I was a servant, a public servant. And to me, that's what I see as a teacher. You are someone that is serving the public. You are paid by the public. So you should take that seriously and respect it. And hearing these teachers say bad things about the parents and stuff like that. So yes, I do think it will change because I think people are waking up to it, and social media and, and people like Project Veritas or people that are sharing these videos are starting to hold these people accountable. Because think about it, when you're a parent, you have a job, you have duties at home. We don't care about their politics, just teach. Exactly, Ruben. I completely agree. I don't care about your politics. I don't want to know your politics. I want you to teach me how to. California, where a lot of these teachers are getting busted, is in California. Did you know that half of our K through 12 kids in California are not even at grade level reading? We're failing the kids of California, and these teachers are too focused on their own political ideology to teach successful students that know how to read. Half can't read at grade level? That's insane. Back in high school, I didn't even know my teacher's political leanings. No, Kent, I totally agree. I've said that in so many of my videos, and my mom and I even had a conversation about this. I remember on election days, my teachers would come in with their I voted stickers on, but they would never, ever, ever tell you who they voted for. They would never tell you. That would have been so inappropriate. They would talk about how important it was to vote and how important it was to understand politics, but they would never tell you who they voted for or what their political leaning was, ever. That, when I was in school, and I was in school in the South, that was deemed so inappropriate. They just lower expectations to pass kids to next grade. I think you're right. That's really sad. In order to work harder, in order to figure out what's actually going on, which takes work, they just lower the standard so that makes them look better. Oh, look, all our kids are passing. Look, we're doing a great job. Meanwhile, they're not reading at grade level, and they're being taught. And in my opinion, too, I never experienced this in school either in my 40s. Yeah. It also used to be where I remember in dumbing down is the objective, exactly. Lowering the bar so we can all. I remember even in college, I at the time was a staunch Democrat. I voted for Obama both terms. My best friend Amanda and I, we used to go. I remember both Obama elections. We would go to the Democratic headquarters, get Obama signs, put them in the yard, and then the evil Republicans would tear them down. So we'd go get more signs and put them in the yard, and the evil Republicans would take them down. But it was never emotional. It was never. Also, her boyfriend at the time, which turned into her husband, which turned into her fiance, and then turned into her husband. Her boyfriend at the time was a political science major in the college in our area, and he was a staunch Republican. So we were staunch Democrats. I know. I used to be. It all changed in 2016. So he was staunch Republican, we were staunch Democrats, and we used to have beers and play drinking games and have political debates, and it would get passionate, it would get a little fiery, but it was all fun. It was all no one had hurt feelings. And to me, like, that's America. That's what it's supposed to be. We should be able to debate ideas and get passionate about our ideas, but no one walks away with their feelings hurt. No one walks away wanting to cancel or deplatform the other person or condemn them for being a terrible, awful, despicable human being. That's to me what America is, and what America was founded on, is just being able to disagree and debate and have freedom of thought and freedom of speech. There was this great um, PragerU video recently. I don't know if you guys watch PragerU. It's more for like college kids, but to me they have a lot of really cool videos. 2009, it changed me. Well, it was under the Obama administration that really changed me. That's where a lot of the seeds were planted, and a lot of the seeds were also planted when I worked for the government on a state and city level. But that's when everything was planted. And then in 2016, that's when it jumped the shark for me. And that's when we didn't talk about politics. We argued about girls and stuff. Well, we did that too, but I just thought I thought it was interesting. I thought it was fun. But the only time I was really interested in it was around election time. But I do remember, like, in Obama's last term, something just started to feel really off. We can't just talk and respect each other anymore. I know, I agree. So PragerU had this video. Sorry, I need a sip. They had this video of Will Witt. He goes and does like man on the street, asking people questions type of stuff. So he was on this college campus. I want to say it was in California, but I don't know exactly what college campus it was. But he was on this college campus just asking questions. And this college student right in front of him was like, "I'm calling the campus police on you. You guys need to leave." And he was like, "Well, what? We're just asking questions." He's like, "I know what you stand for. I know what PragerU stands for." And Will Witt just stood there and he's like, well, what? What do we stand for? What don't you like? And he's like, "You guys are putting people in danger." And Will was like, "What's going on?" So anyway, this kid called the campus police. The campus police came out, and Will's still standing there with his microphone being like, "Hey, whatever." So the campus police came, and they were like, so how exactly is he breaking the law? And he's saying, yeah, nerd called the cops. The campus police were like, "How exactly is he breaking the law?" And he goes, "Because of his ideas. He's a conservative on campus, and he's making people feel unsafe." And he's like, "Well, that's your opinion that he's making people feel unsafe. He's not doing anything to break the law. He's just asking questions, and that's his right to do. It's called freedom of speech." And the kid just got really mad, and the campus officers were basically like, "Sorry, he's not breaking the law. There's nothing we can do. You just don't like his ideas. That's not breaking the law." And it was just so fascinating and interesting to me. And I actually have friends that think like that. It's bizarre. I never thought that we would get this way. People that I used to have. I'm a pretty commonsensical person, I think, most of the time. So I'm not right about everything. But people that we used to basically be on the same page about everything, all of a sudden, if I say, "Oh, I listened to Ben Shapiro and thought something he said was interesting," they would be like, "What? Ben Shapiro?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I just thought what he said was interesting." And they would be like, "He's the alt-right." I'm like, "Well, what did he say that was what did he say that was so bad?" And they could never, ever, ever answer it, ever. There's a difference between hate speech and speech that you hate, for sure. Oh, there's another hog person. "Me and my friends used to get in heated political arguments and then laugh about it later on." Yeah. And I don't know if you guys have ever been to Politicon. Politicon is really funny. Ben is extremely hard to debate. Oh my gosh. You can't debate Ben. He's fast too. He's very fast and quick on his feet. Politicon it's politics and comedy. It's the unconventional political convention. And sadly, the last one was 2019, and it was in Nashville. And I went. I was actually working on a show. We were on Blaze TV at the time. We're not on Blaze TV anymore, but it was a conservative sketch comedy show. And at the time, we were the only conservative sketch comedy show. Sadly, our catalog is not on the internet anymore. Our contract ended with Blaze. If you go on my Instagram and you look back, you can see some of our skits. But I was at Politicon and I loved it because Politicon is really passionate. You'll see like comedians debate political commentators. Like one year, Chelsea Handler debated Tommy Lahren. There was one debate that I watched that Clay Aiken was moderating, and people will boo, they get passionate, but it's all fun and games. It's not serious. And again, to me, like that's what it's about. We should be able to debate and get passionate, but not get your feelings hurt. Yes, and I used to be a fan of Chelsea Handler's. I actually sat in the studio at one of her shows. Tucker and Cenk was a good one. Oh, I should watch that one. I bet that is really good. But it's sad, Politicon. I go on their website all the time. I love that convention. You don't have to agree with me, but we don't have to be enemies. Exactly. Disagreeing is fun. It keeps things interesting. That's how you grow as a person. Just like for me, Alex Jones going at Cenk was great. I didn't see that one. I'll have to watch. But for me, just like in life, just like I love Chelsea. She makes me feel smart. For me in life, like challenges, failure, like all of those things, it's what makes you a stronger person. And I feel the same way about encountering people that you disagree with. That makes you question. You should always be questioning your beliefs. And you should always be like kind of reevaluating your beliefs. And that's why I watch very liberal media a lot. Sometimes it makes me very mad. Sometimes it's hard to stomach, but I watch it because I want to understand their point of view and why they think the way that they do. It doesn't offend me. It actually makes me believe my beliefs stronger, and it challenges my beliefs. And you should always challenge your beliefs. It makes you concrete in your ideas, not just to have them in your head, but have them in your reality. Yeah. And I find that the people that get really offended by those that disagree with them are the ones that aren't actually very confident in their beliefs. And Sarah, lots of my high school friends are Democrat county commissioners, and some of my college friends work with DNC. Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah, a lot of my friends were, you know what's funny? I can tell the people that still follow me, I can tell their political beliefs by the people that still follow me on my Instagram and stuff. Propaganda medium. It's hard to watch liberal reports and commentators. It is very hard to watch, but I like it because I don't want to say it like helps my beliefs, but it solidifies my beliefs. And then it allows me to challenge them and fix maybe the holes in my own argument. John Dewey has an enormous impact on American educational system. His philosophy is to bring about social engineering. Well, you know what else? So I recently went to Barnes and Noble. So someone just said propaganda media. For sure. I went to Barnes and Noble recently just to get a book, and to look around, whatever. And I went into their current events section. It was like political stuff and then current events and stuff like that. Eva, stop. It's my cat. It was political, just current events, political stuff like that. And then it had this section of like African American voices or Black voices and stuff like that. And I'm looking through it actually. And the reason I looked through that section was because some of my favorite authors are Eva 2024 Kitty. Some of my favorite authors are Shelby Steele and Thomas Sowell. So that's why I specifically went to that section. I was like, oh, I'll totally buy one of their books today if I find it. And I'm looking through the section. There was no Thomas Sowell. There was no Shelby Steele. And there was all one side. Like it was all, there was no opposing side. So it was just one opinion. And I think to myself, no wonder people think that anyone that thinks differently is bad or evil. Thank you so much, whoever just said that. Oh, it's Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Leave Eva alone. She's scratching the freaking door. Can I just have 5 minutes? Eva, come here. Come here. She won't. Making it rain, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly, very much. She's so sweet. But I look in the book section and there's just one point of view in the whole bookstore, and it's like that at every single bookstore I go to. It's just one point of view that they put. Eva is marking the borders of her domain. Camera shy cat. I know she doesn't come on camera. Eva. Larry Elder is going to win. Oh my gosh, he did. I want to make a video about that. Larry Elder killed it in an interview. Give her some catnip. She gets more hyper on catnip, Eva does. I went to private. I didn't see that. I hope he wins. Non-Hollywood cat. She's not Hollywood. Eva, she's not, like, I don't think she would ever be a good border patrol person, because she'll see like a bug, or she'll chase a bug and she'll just torture it for a few minutes, but she never kills it. Or she'll just kind of watch it. Berkeley. But I never support indoctrination. Well, what's interesting is, wasn't Berkeley like so pro freedom of speech? And then now they're one of the main colleges that will have a protest against having a conservative voice on campus. You know what, Berkeley? I think Elder is going to take it. I don't know. I'm starting to agree with you, Kelly. I'm starting to think he's going to take it too. And if you guys don't think this is the most important, of course there are many things that are very important, but for the future of politics in America, this is one of the most important things right now, if not the most important things. Child. Oh my gosh. My daughter's in 8th grade in Cali right now. Oh, pay attention to what she's learning in her school. Did you see her tail? Eva, stop. Jeez. Anything is better than Newsom. Yes, you are right. Anything is better than Newsom. That's why, like, any serious commentator that you follow, they will tell you, just vote yes. That's the most important thing you can do. It doesn't matter who else you vote for. Vote yes. And then whoever else you want to vote for, anything is going to get better. Just vote yes. Let me tell you guys, it makes me so sad. I love California. I'm in love with California. It is a beautiful state. There are some wonderful people that live there. And I mean, it has some of the most beautiful land in the U.S., but it has just been run to the ground. I read, holy cow, Eva, oh my God, stop. She's doing flips. Oh my God. So I read a story recently that, do you see her? Do you see her? Look right here. Look, look, look. She's scratching. Kelly, I've never been to Cali, but would like to. Well, if I go back, you can come visit. It's a beautiful state. It really is. And there's a lot of small towns in Cali, and a lot of you see that tail. It'll pop up from time to time. There it is. There's the tail. And the funny thing about Cali is, when you're outside of Los Angeles, you'll see nothing but Trump signs. And there's a lot of salt of the earth people, and it gets a bad rap because of San Francisco and because of Los Angeles. But there's a lot of military there. Been to San Diego. Yeah, in San Diego, there's a lot of military. Camp Pendleton is there. A lot of stuff. It's very cool. But I was reading a story. This just goes to show you how awful the politics are in California, and it was up by Lake Tahoe. So right where the state line is in Lake Tahoe, on the other side, they do controlled burns in their forests, which helps to prevent the rapid spread of forest fires. But on the Cali side, they're not doing those controlled burns. And that's one of the reasons that our forest fires spread so rapidly, is we're not doing forest management, and that is Gavin Newsom. So that just goes to show how different it is. And that's just one thing in the pot of many, 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 many things that is wrong with California. And it's our political activists, or the environmental activists, which... Exactly. It almost feels like, and that's what's sad. California is the first state where I ever felt like a second class citizen. They cut off irrigation. Yeah. And when I say second class citizen, I mean like I'm a hard worker, tax paying citizen. I pick up trash. I volunteer. Like I'm a good person that you would probably want to live. Like, not that I'm so great, but anyone that has those qualities, that's a good person. But it feels like criminals and people that are here almost illegally get more appreciation from the government than you do, I guess. And California is the first state where I felt like that. It's wild. Unbelievable. And it's all just political pandering by our politicians because they think it's going to win them progressive points and they think it's going to help the future of their political career. They're more concerned with their political career and what they look like than they care about the citizens that live in their state. I remember walking around and just seeing homeless everywhere and just seeing like streets that I used to be able to walk down aren't able to walk down anymore. And then I'm like, this is like early on, way before I started making videos. And I'm like, who's my governor? Like, is he doing anything about this? And then I would look on his Instagram and he's in Mexico, just like, oh, I love Mexican culture and like immigrants. And that's wonderful. That's great. I love that. But I'm like, are you the what? Who are you governing? Mexico or California? When animals attack. She's Eva's training for the next UFC. Hello, Neil. I think she is. But she's not as tough as she looks. I saw her. So where I'm staying right now on the farm, if you go outside in the morning, it's almost like Snow White opening the door. There's like squirrels and bunnies and birds and just critters galore. And so I'll let her out, and she beelined a squirrel the other day. So a squirrel was running, and I've never seen her go after a squirrel or any animal. So the squirrel was just like running a little bit this way, and Eva came in like this and just beelined it and tackled it for a minute, and then the squirrel ran up the tree. It was pretty funny. But she won't actually hurt anyone. She'll just torture you for a few minutes and move on. But I think Larry Elder has a solid chance. I'm very optimistic about it. A lot more optimistic than I would have been a few months ago. A lot more optimistic. I really like, there's another candidate that's running, Kevin Kiley. He's really cool too. I like him a lot. He's pretty young. He's like 30, I want to say he's like 35 or 36. Does Eva get angry when you pick her up? No, she doesn't. She's actually really funny. She'll let me hold her. Sarah, do you vote? Yes, I do vote. Who? Now what the hell do I do? Most cats catch something. Exactly. Curiosity killed the cat. I don't have my ballot yet. I'm hoping I get it very soon. But I think, and I don't normally, like, I don't like to, for me, the most important thing is voting yes. So whoever you vote for, it's going to be cool. I'm going to vote for Larry Elder. But I also like Kevin Kiley. So a lot of people think Larry Elder had some holes in some of his arguments, which I can see, but I'm going to vote for him. I'm on the thing that we just need to get Gavin Newsom out. That's the most important thing. I would like to recall, who is the other person running? So there's Larry Elder, Kevin Kiley. Gosh, there's a lot of people running. There's a ton of people on the ballot. I'm sure we can all vote for Elder if we want. Just show that voting locations with Newsom shirt. Wilmington, North Carolina. I love Wilmington. Gavin Newsom's must go. He is. More and more, he reminds me of that character, that Psycho character. He's just like that character. And did you know he used to be married to Donald Trump Jr.'s wife? I want to recall Bruce Jenner. Okay, so Bruce Jenner, or Caitlyn Jenner, or whatever, was in Kardashian. Boy, really experiencing the remnants of Ida. Is that what this storm is? I have no idea what this storm is. It's not raining right now. It's like off and on. It's very strange. Moonbeam Brown. Caitlyn Jenner was in Australia filming. What, really? No. Kimberly, I can't say her name. Kimberly Guilfoyle. Kimberly Guilfoyle. That's Gavin Newsom's ex, and she is married to Donald Trump Jr. I'm just checking. Yeah. She's from San Francisco. Guilfoyle. Thank you. Kimberly Guilfoyle. Gavin's ex. Guilfoyle. Say that while holding your tongue. Oh, yeah, right. She used to be on the 5. Yeah, I liked her on the 5. She might... Oh, this is funny. This is trending right now. So, Rasmussen... Hold on. Biden's approval keeps plummeting. Okay, Biden job approval versus Biden versus Trump. Same day, first term. Biden disapproval. 56% of people think that Biden is doing a bad job. Hold on, where is President Trump? Laura Logan knows everything. Yeah, if you want to, Laura Logan... Laura Logan is, if you want to know about Afghanistan, that's a really good person. She's got a lot of information on that. That's what Mark Dice called her. Mark Dice. Biden approval versus Trump, same day, first term. I don't know what that's saying. Oh, wow. So 52% approve of impeachment. Interesting. Okay, so this is, I'm looking at a chart and they have Trump versus Biden the same day in office. They both have the exact same approval rating. But we all know that Trump's approval rating, to me, like, that's so much of the media. Interesting. I think President Trump will run again to make the libs upset. Oh yeah, he will, and they'll go crazy. Interesting. Yeah, his approval rating, it gets worse and worse every day. Don't imparch, that makes Harris president. I know, it just doesn't get really any better because it's, so you have Harris, and then you have Pelosi after that, right? So that's a tough spot. It's really tough. There's not a lot of good going on there. Laura Logan experienced the honors of the Middle East years ago in Egypt. Sarah, I'm very unlikely scenario. Kamala takes the reins. Who do you think the VP would be? Oh gosh. I don't even know. Rock in a hard place. That's what I meant to say. I don't know who the VP would be. Biden is the lesser of the evil ones. I don't know. Kamala Harris is another, that's why this recall election is so important. Kamala Harris is another San Francisco person. All these people, they're all California people. Nancy Pelosi is San Francisco. Kamala Harris is San Francisco. Sleepy Biden campaign from his basement. I know. That's what's so crazy. You have all these people. Even, did you see this? Do you guys know who Sam Harris is? If it would be Pelosi if Kamala didn't take it. Okay, yeah. If you guys know who Sam Harris is, he is, he's not super political, but he's a commentator. He speaks a lot about Islam. Yeah, he's an atheist, but he's really good as far as speaking out about Islam and things like that. Anyway, surprisingly, he's a really smart guy. Sam Harris is the atheist, yes. he's a really smart guy, but he voted for Biden, which I think took a lot of people by surprise, because even if you didn't love Trump, in my opinion, it was very clear that there was something wrong with Biden. And he voted for Biden, and just recently he said, I wish I could eat my words now. And he retweeted a tweet where he said that he was voting for Biden. And what blows my mind is how people didn't see this coming. Like, I don't think any of us thought it was going to be this bad, but we didn't think it was going to be good. And I don't understand how Sam Harris reasons well. Yes, thank you for saying that. That's a good way to put it. He's a very reasonable guy, and he has really good points about a lot of things. And it was Meghan McCain also turned on Biden, but I don't know why they ever liked him in the first place. I don't know how they didn't see that this was not a good idea. That's what I cannot wrap my head around. How you couldn't see. He clearly didn't campaign. He clearly wasn't functioning well, and I don't know. I don't know how they didn't see this, but he voted for Biden as well, and now he's eating his word. We need terms to stop these communists from making career politics. I agree with that. I do agree with you should have term limits. And it's Nancy Pelosi. It's also, oh, who's the other one? She's California. Oh gosh, and she's crazy. She's really crazy, but she should have been out of office a long, long, long time ago. She was one of the ones out there, like, encouraging people to protest. Maxine, yes, thank you. Thank you, Max. Maxine Waters, yes, and Feinstein. To me, those are people that should have been out a long time ago. They shouldn't still be in politics. Let someone else do it. Feinstein, yeah. And again, those are California people. What is up with California? This is, again, why this recall election is so important. Jeez Louise, yes. Nancy, 150 years old. Yeah, very old. Very, like, and I don't understand. They still want power. It's like, don't you just want to just chill and retire? You have enough money. Just enjoy your life and just not be in politics. Come on. I would do that. Swamp creatures. I need to know who they are. He said he was, I don't know. Biden looks like they're trying to function after my brother's wedding. Swalwell, Pelosi's nephew. Well, Newsom is Pelosi's nephew as well. Again, there's more connections to California. This recall is very important. We'll see what happens. I think this is going to be really big. Oh, look, I can see my live again. Did you hear about the store that's not allowing Biden voters? Yes. Is it, I want to say, so there is, I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's a restaurant in Florida that's not allowing Biden voters. Yes, Gavin Newsom is, here, I'll look it up for you right now. Gavin Newsom. Okay, I guess they were Gavin Newsom and Nancy Pelosi. Okay, they were really by marriage for a while. I love that restaurant owner for now. I do too. Not a fan of that, but it's all, they're all connected. All of them are connected, and all of their areas are not doing very well. George Bush and Obama are third cousins. Oh, I don't know. All right, you all, I think I'm going to head off now. Thank you so much. What curse did one put on California? I don't know, and it's so sad. You know what some of my favorite movies are? Do you guys ever watch the Frankie and Annette older movies? It's kind of weird how we all get Biden got so many votes nonetheless. I know, John. I know. No, but I like watching all those Frankie and Annette movies, and I'm like, can't California be like that again? I feel like it's such a great place, and it has so much potential, but it's just had such corrupt leadership. Hi, Jonathan. Thank you very much. They're beach movies. Yes. Okay, if you guys get the chance, you'll love this so much. It'll make you happy. It's called Back to the Beach. Max says, I still have hope for California. I think it can flip red. I have hope for California too, max. I have a lot of help. God bless, Sarah. Thank you, Ruben, so much. I'm so glad you came out. Okay, so there's this really cool movie, Back to the Beach, with Frankie and Annette Funicelli, and it was done in the early 90s, I think, and they go back to the beach as adults and parents. It's hilarious. Well, it's cheesy funny, but I love it so much. All right, thank you so much, you all. That was a lot of fun tonight. I hope to see you soon. I'll be doing a lot more live streams, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Michael. Okay. I'm sorry we had some technical difficulties, but I'm glad we found each other again. All right, you all, have a really good night. Thank you. Californians move away later. I'll bye, Sarah. Okay, good night, Kelly. Thank you so much. Bye.